Major League Baseball has a massive spending issue right now. It's affecting the parity of the league. It is allowing the Dodgers to sort of run rampant all over the league and spend as much money as they want. It's allowing teams like Oakland or Pittsburgh to never be competitive in the league and just continuously put money into the pocket of the owners. Yesterday, Blake Snell was signed to a $150-something million deal over the course of 5 years by the Dodgers. The Dodgers, who already have basically the highest payroll in the league, they've got Shohei, they've got Freeman, they've got all these big-time superstars that they can just go ahead and sign and defer money, or as in the case of Blake Snell, they gave him a big time bonus. They're able to freely maneuver their money around because the owner is willing to do that. And this is not going to be a Dodger bashing video. I know a lot of you guys probably clicked on this expecting that maybe, but in reality, I really respect the Dodgers owner. I really respect the organization. And I'm happy for Dodgers fans. And I'm also happy for Blake Snell because he deserved a long-term contract. Last year, I felt like it was insane that he never really got the offer that he was looking for. This is a two-time Cy Young Award winner. He wanted some stability in his career, and he got that now. So I am really happy for all the parties involved there. And again, I'm happy for Dodgers fans because when I was growing up in the 90s, 2000s, I loved that the Yankees spent money. It was awesome to see them willing to do that. The problem is that there's very few teams that could really afford to do that. The Dodgers, the Yankees, the Mets, the Red Sox, the Cubs. Shit, the Red Sox and the Cubs are not even spending any money. It would shock me if John Henry spent money this offseason. I know a lot of people are predicting the Red Sox make a huge move, but I don't know. I don't see that motherfucker doing it. But I'll tell you who is going to spend a lot of money. It's the Dodgers, and they're going to keep doing it over and over again. Their rotation looks insanely stacked. Now, obviously, there's some issues there, health issues. These pitchers, they're always getting hurt, the guys that they have. Glass now, Shohei, Blake Snell, but they are just able to just sort of like suck up all the free agents that they want because they have more money than everybody else because they're in this big market. And that is sort of the issue with everything that I wanted to talk about, because what baseball needs is a salary cap. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people immediately go to, well, with the salary cap, you're putting money into the owner's pockets. You're actually hurting the players. You're hurting the league, blah, blah, fucking blah. But that is not how it works. Right now, currently, the revenue sharing for players in MLB is 45 to 48% of the revenue every single year goes into the players' pockets. But the thing is, that number varies based on different factors. But in the NBA, in the NHL, the revenue sharing system is 50-50. So for every dollar that the league makes, 50 cents goes back into the pockets of the players. I never thought that I would be interested in a salary cap in baseball, but we really need it because parity needs to exist in a league like this. And I'm sick and tired of seeing teams like the Pirates and, the Athletics. Like, look what's going on with the Athletics. Look what John Fisher has done to the Oakland's team. He's taken it away. He's completely destroyed them. They don't compete ever. They're nothing. They're nothing in the league. And that's a shame. This is a team that has 150 years worth of history and should be a competitor. But how do we get that with the salary cap? Because with the salary cap comes a salary floor. These owners need to be held accountable, and they need to be forced to spend a minimum amount of money on their players on their team so that they're not sitting there pocketing every single dime, and they're able to compete in the league so that it's not this insane thing where teams are either unbelievably good or unbelievably bad for fucking damn near a decade at a time. In the NBA, we're finally seeing a variety of teams winning championships. In the last 6 years, there's been 6 different NBA champions. This is not like the mid to late 2010s where it was only the Warriors, it was only the Cavs that were ever winning the East and the West. We're not seeing teams just get a big three anymore and sign three big superstars and be able to fill out a team around them because of various rules that the NBA implemented that help to avoid that type of problem. Now we're seeing maybe one or two big stars with a lot of good role players or just players that are not necessarily superstars being able to succeed as a result of the parity in the league and not having these big time superstars get all together and sort of team up against the rest of the league. That type of thing doesn't work in the NBA anymore. We see it with Phoenix. We saw it with the Nets a few years ago. These big time squads can't get the role players around them because they can't afford to spend money on these role players. The salary floor and the salary cap are allowing for more teams in smaller markets to field competitive teams. And that's what sports should be all about. The fans in Pittsburgh, the fans in Oakland, the fans in all these small market teams that never see success deserve to see success. These cheap owners, these guys cut their payrolls all the way down and then take money from the other owners because of the revenue sharing system. So they're just pocketing money left and right, and they never have to field a competitive team. They never have to do anything on the baseball field. And it's atrocious. It's embarrassing for the league. It's embarrassing for baseball. It's embarrassing to the fans. I think that a salary floor definitely needs to be implemented. And there's a 0% chance that they ever implement the salary floor without having a salary cap. So both of those things are going to increase parity because some of the bigger players are going to have no choice but to go to some of the smaller market teams, to go to these other teams because the big teams can't afford them if they're capped out. The really great thing about having a salary cap and a salary floor in baseball is that, yes, obviously maybe the superstars will get paid a little bit less, but the players around them will end up getting paid more and getting paid a lot more fairly. There's always ways around the salary cap and the this and the that. So the Dodgers are going to end up spending extra money no matter what. And that's fine. As long as the rest of the teams in the league are held accountable and have to spend a certain amount of money to field a good team. That is what's deserved. That's what's needed for the fans to continue to enjoy baseball. If you want baseball to grow, which I desperately want, I want success in baseball. I love baseball. It is my favorite sport. I love the NBA. I love basketball also, but baseball was like my very first sports love, you know? But this game is, I'm not going to say it's dying because it's not really dying, but it's like slowly losing and trickling out fans. With the pitch clock changes, that's actually brought in more fans because games are shorter, which is really cool because when that was first implemented, I thought it was a really bad idea. I thought it was a cheesy gimmick, but you know what? It's actually done some good. If there is a salary cap and a salary floor implemented, I think that all of a sudden, Rob Manfred is going to be praised as a good commissioner. He's actually made some really solid changes to the infrastructure of baseball, things that I thought were dog shit at the time and turned out to be actually good. He's also the asshole that said, oh, we're not going to take the trophy away from the Astros because it's just a hunk of metal. The guy's an asshole, but I mean, maybe he could be a good commissioner if he starts to implement things like that. I also heard that he's trying to take away blackouts from local networks and things like that and from online feeds. Rob Manfred has a chance to really make a difference here. But we really need parity in baseball because, frankly, the fans deserve it. We deserve it. The league deserves it. And I want to see the Pirates finally compete for the first time in maybe my entire life. Like, they had a couple of decent teams in the 90s, but they were never real contenders. I am tired of seeing the same guys at the top doing the same things over and over again. Even if that means the Yankees take a back seat and the Yankees can't sign every single thing. I'm a Yankees fan. That's fine because I'm a baseball fan first. I want to see parity in the league. I want to see success from every team. I want things to be interesting. I want rivalries to develop out of nowhere. I want long playoff series that are competitive. I want things that I'm sure every other fan of baseball really wants. Seeing the Dodgers sign Blake Snell really got me thinking about this. We need to see some sort of accountability for owners, and that accountability is a salary floor, man. And we need to see some sort of cap at the top because we don't need the Dodgers to spend $7 billion every single offseason, and then the lowest, the fucking Oakland A's spend like $13,000. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to reach 500 subs by the end of the year, and you can help out. I really appreciate you watching. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful weekend.